Good evening, tribes. So much things happened the last 2 months, almost. So first of all, we will talk about harmony, some things that I experienced deeply during the past 5-6 weeks. Harmony is a part of our life, and I personally believe that when we found the true harmony in our life, we found what some call God, some other call love. I personally call that harmony and the universal consciousness. So, first of all, the past months, I've been with my twin boys, and they live in USA with their mom. And it's been 2 years that I was not with them. They grow very fast. They are 7 years old. And it is quite interesting to see how kids, especially yours, are definitely a part of you. So those two little tornado, which are a lovely human beings as my two others one. They arrive here, and I was very challenging myself to, first of all, try to manage their energy, because 2 years that I'm living quite almost alone. I mean, I live with Michelle, but I engage just myself, working on myself. So it was quite difficult to see how I've been absent physically with them. Nothing's really changed. We think sometimes that being physically absent will modify or change the behavior of those little seeds. But no, definitely not. It reinforces this connection when you reconnect physically. That's why I like to say to people that this is not the quantity that is important to share, whatever is your kids, your family, your friend, the tree, the cat, whatever, the dragon, but rather the importance of the quality. What I mean by quality is your attention on any words, any part of any aspect of life in general, or communication, especially with kids at 7 years old. So I was challenging with that. My inner victim that was staying somewhere, because I'm not quite a victim usually. I'm a pretty hard fighter. I realized that I still has this victim, and it was obvious that this victim was still hurting me, which I was paying attention on how they were behaving, what they were saying, the way they were saying stuff. And my ego, my victim realized that, man, you were not here for 2 years with them, it's terrible. So you definitely not fight, but you exchange with your ego, and you realize that the victim still be here. So you pass a tremendous amount of time, especially at night. During the day you don't have time to think about it and to try to talk to your higher self for any guidance. So it requests a lot of energy. And basically after the 4th week, I realized that their energy was the most beautiful present from the universe for me to recharge myself and reconnect with the physical world. What I mean by physical world is that I was forgetting that I was living in this world. I was working so much on the magical aspect, the research, the alchemy. And when you do alchemy, you dig deep. Whatever with metals, with your soul, with the stone, you dig deep into the things. So you forgot about time, which is where we will go about harmony. So anyway, during those past 6 weeks, I realized that whatever you think you are, the level you think you are in spirituality, if we may say that we are level in spirituality, any kind of idea or thought that you have about yourself blow up. It literally blow up. And every stuff that you think that was fixed, healed, or the kids, because they are part of you, they show you through their behaviors and through your behaviors by interacting with them how you can be, through them, a better version of yourself. I realized that I still have some hungerness from the family roots, which I'm entirely responsible. So anyway, I started to discover that I was in balance. So my gravity center is very low and I'm very grounded person usually. And I realized that I was not grounded anymore. I was unharmonious with my own self. When you start to see that you are not balanced or disharmonious, you need to react quickly because it is connected with what I made as the last video regarding the duality of energy that we had in this society. And I confirm through this behavior and the loss of balance that my energies, feminine and masculine, were not anymore balanced. So I needed to react. During this week, I remember many things was collapsing, falling apart. You realize that you are definitely in the right position and it's uncomfortable, but technically you are in the right position. The fact that you are in this position means you need to work. The fact that you are in uncomfortable situation and you feel it because you have a reaction of defense, you become aggressive. Or you feel low vibration, low frequency, you feel exhausted. You don't feel at your right place. Definitely not. So you have two solutions. You go in your bubbles and you think that everything will be fixed and nothing will be fixed. Or you start to put out yourself from this bubble and you start to tell yourself, hey, look, now it's time to react and I don't want to stay in this stage because I will bring other people with me and my energy will not be quite good for me. Spirituality or being a spiritual being, you need to work all the time. I was realizing that I was not aligned with myself. And why? Because I was in disharmony between the physical world and the spiritual world, which I don't like to call that spiritual world, but more a magical realm. The things that you don't see, but you perceive with your sense. When you do that, you take a slap, it's less harder than when you still be sleeping and then you suddenly realize that you were sleeping and all the good beautiful dream that you were making or experiencing was just, you know, a dream. Now this is way beyond that. It's put you up and down in vibration because your ego jumped out. When you pass through it, you don't need my comment. I mean, you need to experience that. It is quite interesting. It's uncomfortable. Totally, you feel like you know, crap. But you need to communicate with your ego, and that's why harmony comes with a strong impact. When you are able to rectify this alignment quickly, you need then to speak with your ego. And this is where the uncomfort comes. You go deep again into this terrific situation that you talk to yourself, and yourself now have a weapons to argue with you, having a strong argumentation, and able and capable to convince you that what you are doing is bad or in the wrong way. But when again you rectify, you take a breath and you be like, dude, let's have a conversation, a strong conversation, not through the defense, because defense, I'm not aware, I'm not open-minded, I'm on defense. So I'm waiting an attack, and you cannot live like that. But when you switch to learn spirituality and dig into your inner self, you need once again to not shift only in one part. You know, spirituality is not a full white bright light. This is not. You need to exchange with dark energy. You need to be able to banish energy. You need to invoke energy for creating balance, because if you don't experience that, you will never experience deeply what is mysticism. And we are all mystic. So what I'm asking you is, when you start to feel imbalanced, you start to feel uncomfortable, whatever, you go to a place of friend, family, you interact with someone, you feel, you know, not really quite well, and you don't really understand if it's the energy or if it's the people. Some people say, oh, my instinct tell me. I know some people, my instinct tell me. That your instinct is just your auto defense, nothing else. It's not your growth sense. My instinct tell me, your instinct wants to survive, dude. So it's nothing else. But your sense, your higher self, your intuition, which is not your instinct, your intuition will always guide you through the lesson, through learning. And the more you learn, the more you become aware, and you are able to change quickly your past behavior or your mental behavior. And it's where it becomes very interesting, the work in spirituality. It's because you are able to be more aware than most of the people. You have people very aware, but if you really pay attention, you will see that in our society, people can be aware on one side, prove on it. I was not aware that I was still having some anger and having some victim. If you have anger, usually it's associated to a subjective experience when you were kids. But for me, was a repeating behavior from kids where I had to defend myself, and after defending others, which the victim become the savior. So you see, you can talk about spirituality, giving advice, vision, that and thank you for all of you that write beautiful message and supportive message. I am very and deeply touched when I read some message from others. I erase them because it's just ridiculous. But such a love that some people forward to you, help you to rebalance and be honest with yourself, to be honest with others. I don't want to make video for some of you. I mean, actually, we reach almost 300. I don't want to make some video and explaining stuff that I'm not passing through, or I even don't know about what I'm talking about. I didn't experience. Not that I know, it's just that I experience. With experience, it's not knowing. The experience is wisdom. Knowing, it's another thing. But please, when you interact with people and you feel this, not quiet, harmonious feeling or sensation, try to look within you and try to quickly identify what unbalances you. It cannot be an outside, it could be a trigger from outside that you see and it irritates you, but usually we don't pay attention on it. So we just experience the anger, the frustration, the sadness, or whatever the emotion is, but we don't really dig inside to see what was triggered. And usually when you are able to do that, you have to dig a couple of days, sometimes weeks, sometimes months. The harmony is everywhere around us. If you see I'm at the ocean, I can see the plant. Nothing is disharmonious, only human create disharmony. We are the most harmonious system on this planet. We are able to adapt ourselves anywhere, to anything. But we don't want. Why? Because we are disharmonious with ourselves. We don't connect with our higher self, which requires a tremendous amount of work. But we prefer to work for someone that we call a master. We prefer to go to the church or temple requesting help to an energy that we are. We prefer to spend time in our mind, which is double illusion, to experience stress, anxiety. Instead, walking outside, you don't necessarily live, in the beautiful place like here, but you can live in, I am sure you will find places that are beautiful. So anytime, anywhere, any people you are with, every situation, if it goes in the way of negative or unproductive, it's because of you. It's always from us. When we fix these issues, the universe, the love, the energy that we feel from others, it's incredible. Incredible. Peace, guys. See you in the next video.